sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
I just choked down chocolate chip cookies and Grandpa's femur. Femur.
We make money now?
No, we had to pay
So
them.
this episode, it's just too slippery. I'm slicing everything.
Every time I swing my 5-iron, it goes up that guy's ass.
Welcome to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's your host, Jim and Foo.
If I had the remote on, I would turn the brightness down. But
Can't you just do it from your phone?
I don't have the
app
on here. I had it on all the Androids.
That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, I agree. There, we're hot now. You want to start that shit? Eat my ass. Oh, no. Welcome to Sad Dads Club podcast, episode
68.
Yeah, well, we're not eating ass yet.
I sure hope not, because that doesn't sound very... I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a rump roast. But I'm not...
Yeah.
I failed to see...
Toss the salad.
Yeah. Anyway, Sad Dads Club podcast, and you got Jim and
Foo.
Captain Foo over there.
Yeah.
And
His Highness the Lordess?
Is it?
No, not really.
I mean, you're going without lights tonight, and that makes me concerned.
Anointed by His Holiness, the Lord Foo.
The Lord Foo.
Right.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, we can work with that, I guess.
Did you see? Speaking of Lordness, did you see that?
Speaking of the Lordness,
the two. God damn.
Are we into this already?
Yeah.
All right.
Michelle or not Michelle? Kate. What's the two ones that just got married? The Prince William.
Oh yeah.
They're like backing out of
Meghan
Markle and
Prince Harry or whatever. Harriet.
I think Harry's the young one.
Harry.
Yeah, they're like, we just want to lead a normal life and try and like make it on our own.
Yeah.
And we're going to split our time between North America and the UK.
Is that even an option for like a royal family?
Well, I don't know if you saw like the fallout.
No.
So they released their press release basically saying,
we're stepping
peace
back.
out, bitches.
Yeah.
Eat our ass. And
oh, God,
and then at some point, The Guardian and then the Palace released a press statement saying, discussions are ongoing. These things take time.
Oh, my God.
And so basically the Queen went, well, we'll see.
Well, I don't think you can fully ever relinquish. I mean...
Yeah, they weren't saying...
You can just go out of town for a while and be gone.
Yeah, they weren't saying give up their titles, but... yeah, and I don't know if you follow any of the stuff. I think it's a little bit different because we had just been over there.
Don't you think like paparazzi and shit, this just kind of like fan the fire of like, as I feel like they're trying to get away from all the fame, but don't you think that just makes it more enticing for everybody?
I think it is because they didn't proper channel it. I think if the Palace hadn't released the press statement basically saying,
well, here's the deal.
Yeah, we're still talking about it.
I think what they want to do is worthwhile for them, probably.
Absolutely.
But what they did how they went about it is way wrong.
Absolutely.
It should have just been over time, slowly back away, right?
Right.
And then eventually they're just like not talked about that much. And it's just like kind of like, what happened to those?
Something tells me that the
still
royalty
around.
would step into place when somebody was needed, and there's nothing that predisposes them from saying, I will donate my royalty money or whatever their salary is to charity anyway. So they could walk back a whole bunch of stuff passively while they then 2 years from now go, we've been walking our stuff back.
We're broke as shit.
Yeah.
We need to come back.
And they could be like, and you haven't really been missing us anyway because for the last 2 years we haven't really done any events, and we haven't taken any salary. And we've taken that time to learn that we're going to make it on our own, and we think it's best for the kids that we don't raise them in the royal limelight, and we're okay with that. And peace out, bitches.
Well, what I'm struggling with is, do they just get a paycheck for like being part of the family? Or, how does that, do you know how any of that works?
No,
I don't understand.
I mean, obviously they get something because they're basically saying we want to make it on our own.
I mean, they're still part of the family and shit. I mean, are they expected to do certain things to earn whatever they get from the...
Oh, I am sure there are royal duties and functions.
Well, I mean, you see them do these things specifically. Is it in their contract that they have to do X number of things per year, month, etc.? I don't know. I don't know what that...
I could tell, though, in the last couple months, most of it was from her. Like, as far as...
I thought they were going to break up.
Once she had kids, you could tell that, like, the mommy light.
Yeah, but
the mommy and daddy light would, like, she's like, it's too much. Like, people wanted to, like, see pictures of the baby and, like, wanted me to be doing stuff with the baby, like, out in public. And I think she had a little postpartum.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well.
But, I mean, you married into the royal family. Like, what did you expect was going to happen?
Is mine still on?
What?
My screen? The Osmo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's blown out as fuck.
Oh, my God.
I'm kidding.
So bad.
But, I mean, you marry into the royal family, you expect some kind... There's scrutiny that comes along with all that, regardless of whether or not they decide they want to step back.
Right, and they had been courting for plenty, right? I mean, there's no shock and awe. I think the net change is him being a sad dad and her becoming a happy mom. I think that, there's a
Well, he's caught in between having to keep his wife happy and his family's
his inherent
title,
royalty-ness isms.
Yeah, isms for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got to do that. Yeah. Oh,
I have great respect for the royal family. I can't even fake it.
They're the best family.
I'm already
in the world.
out of breath. I don't know how you do that. Word bursts with heavy snorts.
We don't have to do it.
No, I
don't think anybody that's listening to this show would appreciate if we did that through the whole show. Sometimes I just get worried about stuff like this.
Oh, the boom mic
or stuff? Like when I have to cough because talking is hard. Things like that. I just get worried about that kind of stuff.
You need to take care of your lines of Adderall or whatever.
Well, I mean, you can either take it with some water, or you can snort it up into your nasal cavity.
Right, or butt chug some sunlight. I mean, there are healthy things you can do.
Yeah,
all across the board.
Well, who doesn't like a good butt chug? I love the just deadpan look on your face, like, I don't.
As long as it's sunlight. Hashtag
sun.
Hi, Kim.
Hashtag sun in the crease.
Yeah. Right.
Is that what you're talking about?
Oh. At CES,
that scares me. When
at CES, they have taint bandaids. Someone was releasing taint bandaids. Yeah, I saw it.
Is this for like if you get like hemorrhoids or some shit? Or like
I believe it was for shaving. Guys that are manscaping and you cut your taint. There's now taint bandaids. So it's cool. Just shave.
Can't you just use like liquid skin?
I think it's easier to slap a Band-Aid up there.
I don't think I'd want a wad of Band-Aid in my taint. That's weird, dude.
Well, you wouldn't want to bleed on your drawer.
I just want... who was this? Like Johnson & Johnson? We've got a big announcement.
Yeah.
We got taint.
Yeah, we know that you've
Band-Aids.
started to displace the hair upon your taint and scrotum and put them upon your face. It's the hipster way. And we're
shave down there and glue it up here.
Yeah, we're filling a niche here in taint Band-Aids.
Oh my gosh,
the thing.
I'll
have to look it back up again.
I don't know, maybe just some Vaseline to cool it off. Give it some.
Just not icy hot.
How about just keep the fucking sharp ass shit away from your fucking taint? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's bad. Bad news.
Or what's the Lawnmower 2.0 I always hear about? Who's that? That's
what?
Yeah, it's one of the shaving companies. I think it's Chris Lee is one of his
Lawnmower 2.0.
Yeah, well, it's a company and that's one of their shaving kits, Manscaped.
Oh,
and they have a new shaver called the Lawnmower 2.0, guaranteed not to snag your
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would not be pleasant.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the whole point, I guess, of Lawnmower 2.
I would think that. I wonder, does it?
It's like a Toro for your nuts.
Well, I know what the fucking that is. I'm just wondering if it actually, like, as part of the novelty, resembles a lawnmower head in some form or fashion.
I'm just picturing like a spinning blade kind of thing.
Because I think it would be funnier to be like a, the Weed Eater 9000 or the Peen Eater. Hashtag I just invented it.
Peen Eater.
The Peen Eater 9000, and it just looks like a fucking Echo or something.
Yeah.
And the battery goes in the ass end. Like and then it's just got
Wait,
like a...
your ass end?
No, that's what the taint bandaids are for.
Oh, that's true. We just came full circle.
Wow.
We're all the way around the brown eye.
We even covered the butt chugging.
God damn.
We're awesome.
We are awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope you're still listening.
Yeah. So we made it through the new year. My kids are back at school now.
Are you I'm struggling hard right now, I have to admit.
Being back at work?
Yes.
I just saw a thing today in USA Today that was burnout, work burnout.
Uh-huh.
Someone was classifying it as an actual medical condition. And
I think I might have that.
And then I saw like a counterpoint thing of someone just wanting to be a piss that was like, well, it's a not a feature, it's a variant of depression. It's not an actual medical condition. So the USA Today was positing it as a medical condition, and then someone else was like, no, if you've got burnout, you essentially have a form of depression. Like, oh, well,
that makes sense.
I can tell you right now, yeah, burnout, we had this talk last week. I'm already like, fuck.
Well, honestly, like...
So, yes.
Well, okay, so I started back last Thursday. Yeah, last Thursday. So that hasn't even been a week.
Yeah.
Started back last Thursday. Those were the 2 hardest days of my fucking life at work.
Really? Like getting back in a groove or staying in what?
Just like, I don't want to go up.
The drive, the pattern, the rinse, repeat?
I guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you have a ton of shit to do?
No, I wasn't super busy, but and then this week rolls in, and it's like a full work week, which it's like whatever. It's going to happen. I can't cushion that, but I'm just like, I just don't.
It seemed like there's a heavy weight this year, like heavier than the years prior.
Well,
like I'm only a year
could
earlier.
Just be the amount of taxes we're paying off of.
Well, it could be that too.
I mean, man, it's just I am struggling with like being at work and putting on the happy face and like if I had some other thing to do, man, and I could make similar money, I would be like, I don't know, maybe.
Time for a gear change?
Maybe.
I don't know. Is this the midlife crisis stuff?
It could be.
I'm not unhappy as a being of state of mind, but work certainly just puts me in a, man, I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
Place.
Well, like today, we've got I got all these drives that I'm trying to qualify for us to like replace stuff that's going into life.
Yeah.
And so we have created this like automated test stuff.
Okay.
Scripting thing. And that is fairly new, and that's been causing us some trouble, especially in some of the understanding of how it works. So we had that kind of thing happening. And then on top of that, all of a sudden, hey, by the way, here's a new build of this software on this other unit that you're not testing already. And by the way, that means all these changes that we've been working on means that you have to do this and this and this and this and this. And you're just like, fuck, dude.
So let me ask you, is it because the work isn't a challenge, or is it because there's so much work?
No, it's part of it. It's just mundane and like same old.
So that for me,
there's nothing really that new.
Yeah, the last couple of years, it's been, because I've been where I'm at for 20 going on 21 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
So being not unhappy, but
happy-go-lucky.
The times in
Positive?
which I could care two shits about the stuff going on around me are when the work is hard.
So wait, when you're challenged?
Yeah, when I'm challenged. But when it's rinse, repeat, and the work is underneath my skill set, I get bored really fast, and then I think the boredom and the tedium is what's I'm hungry. Like, I'm a problem solver. Give me stuff to solve, even if I don't understand it, and that's like my furnace. I'll burn at it, and it'll gnaw at me until I solve it or have to pass it off to someone else who can. But I could care less about pay rate, whether or not, where the 3-day weekends are coming in or coming going, because the problem solving and the challenge makes me a happy worker. That's what pleases me. It's like, give me something that you need solved that's outside of my wheelhouse or just on the fringe that I have to really dig deep for. I everything else is irrelevant.
Well, like the drive testing thing, it's new, and it's like, we're having problems with it. So, the guy who wrote the script stuff, I'm going back to him, and we're going back and forth. But for me, it's like I got to write these configuration files or modify them.
Right.
And to make the scripts run. And, that's all fun and new and interesting and... because that's a new thing, right? But that'll get old quick, because then it'll just be load the file and hit start and go, and then and then when it's done, look at the logs.
Right. A lot of it too, in my position, it has to do with telecommuting, being at home. So there are a lot of variables and variances in the workday that can happen when you're going into a place and you're surrounded by people, to the tedium. If it starts to get to a level that's unbearable, you're usually surrounded by people. You can kind of
bounce off them,
make a catalyst somewhere by doing something in the day by engaging another person, or just falling down at the water cooler, or creating an issue or something,
or just taking a walk, or
so there are a number of things that, as a telecommuter, I'll, on my own self-initiative, I'll start spawning up a project or goofing off with something on the side. But eventually, your own self-initiative starts to be okay, how far do I take that when it's not a job function? Because I'm, you start to get way outside but it's goofing off with the Raspberry Pi and learning Python is fun, or it's interesting because it's difficult, but how much time of my day do I start putting into some of these external things that have no relevance to my daily duty?
Yeah.
It's because then now I've wasted time and effort. It's you want me to do that, but that's not over here.
Yeah.
Bleh. It's you start looking for something else. I'm fuck, dude, I got to put food on the table.
Exactly.
I got to pay bills.
Exactly.
And now you're sad dad.
Well, it's funny because, chemical guys, right?
The DJs?
No, the chemical... funny. No, the guys that make all the car wash stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All the car detailing products. They have an entity called Detail Garage, which is basically a retail shop.
Okay.
That they stock all the chemical guys' stuff and then sell it out of the retail shop. Well, there's stores around, and when we go visit my daughter, we'll go to the chemical guys' store while we're down there in Santa Ana. And I was always I could see myself opening a shop,
distributor thing?
No, just a retail store called Detail Guys. It's basically like a
franchise.
Franchise, yeah.
Okay.
Like in Roseville or something on Vernon.
Oh.
Yeah. I would love to do that, but you're not guaranteed an income necessarily, and that's tough.
Right, you're putting it out there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's life change.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know.
No guarantees, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what their process is and their if it's a
because the newest,
franchise
or not the newest, the closest one of that supplied brand is
Concord.
So that's out there. They have no.
There's none in Sacramento.
Valley, foothills space. Do they have anything further north? Reading.
I don't think so. No, but they're springing up new stores all the time.
Yeah, because you wouldn't necessarily. What's the footprint of the Concord store? I mean, is this a big thing, or
I haven't been
could
to
you
the Concord
get like
store, but the one that we go to in Santa Ana,
like
it's not that big.
So you're looking like a boutique thing on Vernon, kind of.
Yeah, there's actually a space down there that had us. We were looking for cars for Melly over the weekend.
Yeah,
we went down to Vernon to check out what they had down there, or Riverside.
Oh yeah, man! Right next to all those car dealerships.
Exactly right. And there was a space that was perfect size that was like $1,400 a month.
I have good news for you. There's almost a baked-in security force that goes up and down Vernon and Riverside.
Right? Well, I was like, we were, because we basically walked the length of Riverside just to hit all the dealers and see what they had.
Right.
And we're walking by the store, and it's empty, and it says $1,400 a month. Like they had written it like a dozen times all over the front of the windows.
Yeah.
Call so and so, $1,400 a month, and it was like one of the signs said $1,400 in all the four corners with his name in the center, and I was like, $1,400, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna ask.
The place has probably been empty for a while.
I was gonna cause trouble, and I was gonna be like, "How much was it? How much was it? Did you call? But
No,
if it just says it right there, then
$1,400. But I was like, that's cheap.
That doesn't seem a lot for Vernon.
No. That's cheap.
Where on Vernon?
Like not on Vernon, but on Riverside.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
One of those shops
Next to the Mexican place, or further down?
Down further on the right a little bit. Yeah, I don't remember exactly where it was, but like kind of like right in the middle of Riverside, and I was like,
parking shit, but
that's the problem, I think. That's probably why a lot of those places in there struggle, to be honest.
It could be, yeah.
Because
I'm surprised that Mexican place is there, but they also do takeout, so
yeah. But I think that's the kind of place where people will drive to you from around the area. I mean, we've even considered driving to Concord. That's a 2-hour drive just to go down there. You know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's something I think about. But, I mean, you know, also, I make decent money. You know?
Yeah.
It's hard. Benefits, decent money, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a pipe dream, I think, to a certain extent.
That's like one of those lottery things. It's like, if you win.
Damn the lottery.
What are you doing?
The promise of the lottery
this sustains me, though. Like, I almost like needed to, like, you know.
You can't win unless you play, though.
Yeah,
and we rarely
when
play.
It gets to 200, I play.
Yeah.
I told Venus, like, fucking, come on. Best New Year's present ever.
Well, you know what?
But it started with best birthday present ever.
Yeah, it would be a winning lottery ticket.
Christmas. Best Christmas present ever.
Come on, babe.
Do it, babes.
It could be the best.
Could be.
The promise is there, but then reality kicks in.
The reality is like,
I think what they should do is they should have a subscription service where you say, I want 3 quick picks or 2 quick picks every draw. So what is that, Wednesday and Saturday or some shit?
I think they have something like that.
They do?
I think the kiosk had something about like a reoccurring ticket option.
Damn.
Like you can buy...
I'm brilliant.
You could buy a quick pick ticket that runs multiple drawings, and it prints it out on the ticket.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is, okay.
I mean, that's the same, but not quite what you.
But a subscription service where you're just
like
you're automatically entered every drawing.
Yeah, just hit my PayPal.
Tickets. Yeah, hit my
Venmo, whatever
it is.
Yeah, just straight into the shit.
Yeah, just and then it's in there. So you're like $6 a week for 3 tickets per drawing or 2 tickets per drawing or something like that. Then it's just you automatically are playing
like Dollar Shave Club, but for lottery tickets. You're like, hi, we're gonna ding your account next week for your next set of 2-week purchases of your not winning lottery numbers. But are you ready to go? Yes or no? Yeah.
You get an email with all your tickets on it.
'Cause Riverside Shop.
And then you get an email if you're the winner.
Have you looked up any further, like how to get the franchise part?
Not so much.
You just have like this rental space, like waiting for approval.
I could rent it and be like, did we get it?
Just drive down to Concord with a U-Haul.
I just rented this shit for 3 weeks.
I got 15,000 stuffs and a fucking used Honda Civic. Fill my shit.
I don't know, man.
Don Gonorrhea's Chemical Guys Emporium.
That's what it could be like. It could be like Detail Garage, DBA, Don Gonorrhea's.
Yeah. Hey, if you need ceramic coating, come down to Don Gonorrhea's and make your really ugly beater ass thing slippery smooth, bro.
You think your paint's great?
It's not.
It's not, and it'll be worse when I'm done with it.
But you'll have ceramic coating for $49.95.
Oh my God. Anyway, but it's something that I think about. I mean, I would love to, that thing that like, that's one of the few things where I'm like, yeah, I would enjoy doing something like that. We go to the one, like I said, we go to the one down there in Santa Ana, and I'm like, these guys are working and they talk to people who are enthusiastic about cars all fucking day.
Yeah, I think with products of that, because they're expensive. It's a premium product line.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think the type of clientele that go in there, they're the kind that care about their vehicle. They're not going in there, do you guys have Dawn soap?
Yeah.
I want to wash my car.
Right.
It's a Bugatti.
You're
not getting idiots like that. You're getting people that care about their car and want to treat it with premium products or paying premium prices.
Not only are you getting that stuff, all the Chemical Guys product that you can purchase, but they do classes on how to buff your car, how to apply this product, how to use this product. And they have, the store we go into has literally like a hood on a stand, and they do classes.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't know how polished that fucking hood is. It's probably got ceramic
it's got
coating.
A lot of coats.
Yeah, ceramic coating 9 feet thick.
You could bang Timmy's mom on this thing, and she would slide right on.
Well, you don't want that.
No,
probably
not on your car hood.
No, you definitely don't want Timmy's mom on your car hood, for sure.
It's a hood ornament. No.
Oh, that's the wrong kind of ornament. When you're driving down the street and you hear the flapping, it's Timmy's mom.
Yeah, it's
Is he gonna come kick my ass?
One of these days, dude. The garage door, bang, bang, bang. I was out here. I heard that Timmy's mom joke. Get out here, asshole.
Well,
we've got a whole bunch of tools in here. It wouldn't end well for Timmy or his mom.
I don't think it ever ends well for Timmy's mom. At least until she gets money put in her G-string.
Yeah.
And that's the last person you want to see in a G-string.
Right. Turkey vulture.
Oh, God. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Did you have anything good over the weekend?
I didn't work.
For once? It was a real weekend.
Yeah. Man, I tried to knock out a whole bunch of stuff, too.
Yeah.
And I didn't make a New Year's resolution. I kind of just...
Does anyone do that anymore?
Funny, because I saw a whole bunch of stuff that was like, a whole bunch of stuff, the typical stuff that every year, here's my New Year's resolution on Twitter, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But I saw some stuff that was like too Pollyanna for me. It was like the completely other side. It was like every year someone wants to tell you that you should do something greater. You should be greater. Pick something that's, and better yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that we're all beautiful, good people as we are. So this year, I'm just going to be me. And I went, bitch, please.
What's wrong with that?
I think you should always try to move the bar a little bit.
Well,
Not something like, I've stopped doing like, I got to get 6-pack abs and fucking drop 30 pounds. Like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're, I don't have time for that noise. But I think you should always be striving to try and learn something or better yourself in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, Grand Canyon-esque as far as like its surmountability, but it should be something
that's what they always end up being, though.
Right. So this year I'm just like, you know what? There are a bunch of things that, like, I don't need to put a thing like I got a list of stuff. I think just going to try and be more proactive about knocking stuff out in the time in which I have availability.
That's where I'm at.
So I did a whole bunch. I got the lights down. We had a strand that was busted. I took the blue lights off. I'm like, I'm not. It's not.
You're
gonna,
not Jewish anymore,
right? I'm not. It's not going to work. I pruned the tree. I cleaned the front. I did some raking. I did a lot of cleanup. I cleaned the office. And it was all just part of like a list that I made. I'm like, here's. I'm just going to be more proactive about filling my time wisely, kind of thing. What else? We have hooks on the underside of the eaves for hanging lights. Mm-hmm. But the problem is when we had new gutters put on, it like backset most of the hooks, or So I bought a bunch of like heavy duty, like 55-pound rare earth magnet like hooks to put on the gutters themselves. So now, on the archway itself right here, the lights are right out front. Mm-hmm. And then when I choose to hang lights again for whatever decorations, Halloween,
Valentine's Day,
right? It'll all be right out front of the gutters. It'll be out front. I'm like, nailed it. I'm like, I checked off a whole bunch of stuff this week. I'm like, I felt good.
Well, that's kind of where I've been, honestly, for the last 6 months. Where I'm just like, got to do it. Like, just got to do it. Paint the house.
Yeah.
Where there's times where I would have, in years past, I would have blown off, like, going out and mowing or sucking up leaves or whatever. I mean, when I took the Christmas lights down and I looked out in the front yard that day, and I was like, well, get the blower out or the sucker out. And then I went out, sucked up leaves like crazy down the side of I would have never done that before. Down the side of the house, out of all the rocks in between our couple houses and a bunch of, I would have never done any of that stuff like that. So it's like those things that I would have like in the past, like said, screw it.
Yeah,
I'm going to go in the house or do whatever. Yeah. I just said, screw it. Like, I'm going to go do it.
Got to knock it out.
Yeah.
And the thing is, too, it gets easy for me, because the work tends to run long in so many different places. It's like, I just want to unwind. I just want to do things. Then a lot of time what happens is, I'll play Destiny, or I'll do something that's just like completely, it's in a space. It's just a mind temple thing. Usually it's Destiny.
Yeah.
To perfectly blunt about it. In the past it was something like Ingress, but now it's Disney. So Disney. But that's pretty, with the running most of the year and having to make time for that space, and that started to take away. Running is kind of like a mind temple thing at this point too now.
It is, absolutely.
So I couldn't put that as a New Year's resolution, running. It's like, I stay in shape anyway. So trying to find a blank time where I can just relax and feel like, I don't want to do anything because I just want to detox. Mm-hmm. It takes away some of the things that I needed to do as, husband, father, dad, sad dad, or myself, like, so it was like, no, I gotta wind back the mind temple thing and maybe put that time elsewhere.
Yeah.
Doing the little errands, I don't mind being outside. I work all day. If I can find a second to get fucking outside.
You mean you want to be somewhere where there's not fluorescent lighting?
Yeah. And even though I can turn a shade of purple with my hue light, I'm like, God, being outside, I'm okay with that. There are a couple things with props that I want to do. I'm like, I can't get those little knickknacks and things checked off the list without moving that detox time into something else. And I think it's taken a while for me to be like, well, this could be a detox too. It's just different and it gets you out of a chair.
Yeah.
Can I accept that? I'm in a place where yes. So I spent the weekend doing a whole bunch of shit elsewhere, not playing, Destiny or being in the office, and I was fucking fine.
Yeah.
I was fucking fine. And then I went to work Monday and
the cycle starts again.
Right. But, I'm behind in like the fun things that I would do with Destiny, but it's just a game and I'll be fucking fine.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I changed the oil in the Cadillac myself.
And so speaking of that, because you were behind the 8 ball with errands and stuff, and so that got pushed to the weekend, but you were worried about the rain.
It didn't rain, though.
It didn't. Nah.
It didn't rain on Saturday.
It didn't.
No.
And the funny thing was the weather, I think when I had come back in, and even then, that was Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I still was like, Jim said it was going to rain.
Yeah,
like, where's the rain?
Saying it was going to rain.
Saying it was going to rain.
Yeah.
And it I think I don't have an Alexa in here. The Alexa and the weather things were all saying partly cloudy, mostly sunny. Partly cloudy, mostly sunny. And
It's
I
the
think on
weirdest shit.
Saturday or Sunday, it actually did rain. Sunday? Did it rain Sunday?
I don't think so.
Maybe it was early in the morning. It precipitated.
Well, like right now, it's saying it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Starting at 1 o'clock in the morning, 30% chance, with 100% chance at 3, 4, 5.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
What about Friday?
Friday is partly cloudy, but then it starts back up on Monday.
Oh. Well.
Monday through
But the weather just
Friday
seemed to me like it was like I was expecting partly cloudy. I'm like, why was he worried about changing his oil and it raining this weekend? And then it...
Yeah.
Because this says this, and it ended up being... I think we got rain early in an off hour, like we were sleeping or something, because the road was wet when I went to run.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. I think it rained in the middle of the night or something briefly.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a lot, but, it was something. But the whole all my weather apps failed me. Like, he was worried about not having time to change his oil, but there's no rain here. And then it did.
I hadn't changed my own oil in quite a while.
Really?
And, no, I don't know why. But man, that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Didn't mind it at all. It was like...
How high do you have an under tray?
I went and got some...
on the car?
Some... there is, but not where the drain plug and the oil filter are. It's like that part's not covered.
Lucky.
Yeah. But so I went and got some ramps to drive up on, and which gives me enough clearance.
Yeah.
And what's nice about that is the drain plug's on the back of the pan, and it points kind of down instead of like straight out, so the oil would shoot out like that. It kind of points down. It's kind of angled a little bit. But the messiest part was the oil filter sits vertical. So you unscrew it, and then oil just kind of runs down the oil filter all over the place.
I have like a sway bar that if I don't get my oil filter like out and down out really fast, I get like a
all over
the fucking sway bar. I'm like, who put
designed
this shit here?
Yeah.
That's so...
Yeah, there wasn't much to clean up. I mean, there's, I think it looks like it's maybe brake lines, like hydraulic brake lines or something. They're hard line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I have electric power steering. But that was easy enough to clean up.
Yeah.
But the oil, when you unscrew the filter and the oil starts to come out, it just runs down the filter. And it's like, well, now I'll just let it go. No sense in... Yeah, just let it run, and then when it starts to drip slow, then unscrew it so you're not.
Yeah.
But anyway, I kind of enjoyed that actually. It's kind of
Cathartic.
Yeah.
Man
And it's way cheaper. I mean,
I don't even know how much it is.
For a synthetic oil change, you're in the neighborhood of $59 to $70 for a synthetic, depending on where you go. And sometimes you can get a coupon for like $20.
As long as you know where to take your oil, and you do that without dumping it in garbage can.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the only thing I haven't done is taken the oil to.
Now, I'm not too hot on. I think there was a study that dirty oil has tons of fucking carcinogens and shit in it, so you don't want to go swimming around. And you want to take care of your hands and whatnot, and don't drink it or whatever. It's not fun lube. It's car lube.
I change the oil with no shirt on.
Yeah, and I just slide around in my creeper.
I don't even use a creeper. I just slide around on my back on the concrete. I just let some oil run around on the ground, and then I slip around.
Hey,
and
Mom.
I'm like, hey, Shanna, come out here and help me change my oil.
Get my filter, Shan.
Wow. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then we're just a couple of grease monkeys, like naked under the car. And then Datus comes back, and we're like, oh, sorry.
Hey, son.
Yeah, how's it going?
We were just changing oil.
Yeah.
Naked.
Are you going to be home for dinner?
Yeah.
Do
you want the spaghetti?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel about noodles?
You want some soy sauce?
Huh? Soybean? Hey? Hello?
But yeah, no, it was fine. I enjoyed that actually. So, and in 10,000 miles, I'll have to do it again or whatever it is.
Is it?
I think it's somewhere between 5 and 7, I think. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. I guess, like we had that talk with your son.
Mm-hmm.
I think the mileage is up from when we were younger as far as what you can get out of oil and oil filter.
Well, especially with the synthetics.
I always
bring it
short down. It because I think it would be different if I had a normally aspirated car. But because the turbos...
So your car has the different aspirations.
Yes, and it wants to be badass all the time.
Okay.
And I let it.
Okay. So then you're like, I'm going to lube you up a little different.
So if I'm, turbos, the recommended, I'll short it.
Yeah.
And if there's an instance, but I also check. Like, when I'm detailing the car, it doesn't hurt. I do the engine bay, so I'll check the dipstick. Be like, ooh, that doesn't look... And, as long as I've got oil, I'll do it.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
Well, way cheaper to do it yourself. I mean, I think my filter I bought a Napa Gold.
Okay.
Decent. Got good ratings. Was like $8, and then 5 quarts of a big 5-quart jug because my car takes 5 quarts.
Yeah.
$22. So less than $30, $30.
That's an easy way in to car maintenance.
Yeah.
That, it's messy, but of all the car things that you could learn about and do yourself and save you $20, $30, $40, $50.
Yeah.
That's one of the easiest things that you could do on your own.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have the strength or something to fucking rotate your tires or whatever,
I struggle with that in my car because I don't have a spare.
Oh, you don't either?
No.
Well, it's...
How do you rotate the tires with no spare? Normally you pull the tire off, put the spare on, and then go from there.
Oh, Jesus. How long? I haven't had a car with a full-size spare in...
Well, a full-size spare. I don't have a spare at all.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
So you're talking about an era in which you rotated your tires that had a full-size spare?
No, not necessarily full. I mean,
or you just
Civic had a donut.
You put your fucking donut on there?
Just take the donut on, put it on, and then just
run
rotate
10,000 on your donut?
No. No, you just use it to like pop off a wheel, and then you can set it back down. And then take the tire you pulled off, put it where.
What kind of fucking penny pincher are you where you rotate your donut?
And then the donut comes off and goes back in the trunk when you're all done rotating them out.
Like a month you're just riding on the donut. Time to rotate out the donut.
No, I'm not doing that. I mean, I could, I guess. There's a jack point on the Cadillac, that's in the front end. I could get the whole front up and then put it on jacks and then jack the back up and put it on stands. No, I don't have enough stands for that. I would just have to do each side.
When I lived in Chico, speaking of donuts, when I lived in Chico and I was working...
Could use a donut.
Yeah. Oh, God.
No donuts.
I really like donuts.
Bad donut.
Worked in Auburn, lived in Chico, driving a Fiero. At some point, I balded out one of my tires.
Yeah.
And did not have money, but had the donut. And I put a good month and a half on the fucking donut until I got a paycheck
Can buy a tire.
to buy another tire.
Oh, my gosh.
And I just don't do that. I mean, obviously, if you don't have money, you don't have money. But I just short of balded the fucking donut.
Oh, my God.
I mean, that's... Mike probably knows the mileage off his top of his head, and back then I probably did too. But, from here to Chico...
Uh-huh. That's a long haul,
five days a week.
What was the time driving? Hour and a half?
God, probably there-ish, maybe a little bit less.
Okay.
Because once you get
behind you went down 20, go up in the Grass Valley and back down 20?
Yes, and then I would cut through like a lot of the farmer fields, like Matthews, and I can't remember
after you come out of down off the hill.
As soon as you come out, like make one of the first right-hand turns, and there's like a couple, and you come out just short of BFE somewhere.
That was probably a hard drive on the donut.
Yes. Oh yeah.
There's no handling on the donut.
No.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it must have been one of the rears. I don't remember 100% to be
interesting.
Anyway.
All right. Well, you had something you wanted to talk about.
Right. So,
what was that?
When I think on my Twitter, I had started going through my photos of it was one of those shit from the decade, like things that happened this decade. And I was at Venus's dad's house, and I had started going through my Google Photos, and I had wound it back to like 2009, and I was like skimming, and I would take a picture, and then I would like make a funny haha out of it. I think I got up to 2014 before I was no longer there, and then I, squirrel.
Yeah.
I found something else.
I do that like every 3.5 seconds.
So I was thinking about the things as we were getting closer and not having New Year's resolutions and whatnot. Like the things that I ran across in 2019 that were like my MVP things, like things that were stuck out as like, man, this helped me or was amazing to me.
Right.
So I had a list of a bunch. And I will start with aviator jeans.
What is an aviator jean?
Okay. So...
Is that Tom Cruise's pants?
No.
Oh.
So when we were going over to the UK on our walkabout,
okay.
I ended up... It was one of those things, like I'm looking for how Dragon was like, so packing minimalist stuff for... backpacking,
was she militant about it?
No,
okay,
because
good.
you didn't cross a dragon in her packing #HiDragon.
Well, I mean, she could have
because
been
it was
just
she was it was the system's like I'm gonna give it a shot. Fuck it.
Okay, yeah.
So in like looking for minimalist and backpacking things for going into Europe, I had some random algorithmic ad pop up of like best travel jeans, top 10 travel jeans kind of thing.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, fucking all right, I'll click on this because I'm kind of looking.
I'm
for
just
that
thinking,
stuff.
what's different about
I get there
a jean versus a quote unquote travel jean?
There you go. So it was a list of jeans, and I'm like, these aviator jeans, which I'd never heard of, were like rated like super awesome, like the best jeans I've ever worn.
But you can only wear them on a plane.
No.
Oh.
No, which you can. They had a bunch of pockets. They were like slim fit jeans.
All right, I'm out.
But they were expensive. It was like you're paying a lot.
Okay.
Now, I am someone who has Levi's, and I'm fine with that. Like a bunch of baggy cut Levi's. That's my jean. I don't really give two shits about brands.
Yeah.
Give me the blue jeans that fit nice, and
I'm comfortable,
and I got room.
Yeah,
that's all I care about.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
You got a man's spread.
Yes, plenty of room in the Krizach. These I bought them sight unseen.
Okay.
Because the reviews were so bonkers. Also, they have these like security zipper pockets and like a passport pocket that I thought, having never been abroad before and needing a passport, I thought, well, how was that not a good idea?
Right.
So I'm like, good reviews. Blah, blah, blah. These jeans are so fucking comfortable.
Really?
I was absolutely blown away. So they're not like Levi's in that the same denim material. They've got like some sort of stretchiness to them.
Okay.
Not yoga pant, but not unstretchable denim either.
Right,
and they're not, it's not like a broken denim. There's some elasticity to it.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't tell you the exact product weave, whatever composition, but they're comfortable.
I'm disappointed,
and they're soft.
Okay.
So it's not lined with anything, but they're soft as
inside.
fuck. Yeah.
That's their back.
Yeah. It's just one guy.
Go away, one guy.
They were super comfortable.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's denim, so that it they're jeans, so I used them multiple points in time. I didn't necessarily wash them every day. Took them on the trip. I think I brought 2 pairs. Absolutely an amazing product. I would recommend them to anybody.
Aviator jeans.
Aviator jeans.
Right.
And Venus ended up, I can't remember if she bought some for the trip or she bought them after. I will leave a link in the description of the YouTube episode or tweet them out later. But they were really comfortable.
Did they come with aviator glasses?
No.
That's
they did not. But they're like, when I'm not goofing off yard work, they're like my preferred out of the house jeans because they're comfortable. They're really, really comfortable.
I'm looking at them right now at aviatorusa.com.
Yeah, they're comfortable. They're comfy. Like they're a little bit warmer than a normal set of Levi's.
They look good.
But they're a little bit tighter fitting.
And there's an airplane on them.
Yeah, there's no glasses, but there's an airplane.
And one of them has a girl crotch in it.
And the zipper pockets was really handy. Like there was a number of times when we're walking around the Isle of Man or the TT grounds and whatnot.
Yeah.
Tons of people. Like there's a little bit extra bit of confidence in having your valuables zipped up.
Oh yeah.
Would that prevent something terrible from happening? Probably not. But in a normal passerby pickpocket situation, there was a little bit better peace of mind.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway, so that was my first one.
All right.
What do you got? What's your MVP?
I had a little bit different.
Was it a taint Band-Aid?
Not yet. I haven't had the option of using that.
Okay.
I when you talked about this, I thought of stuff that was my hero thing of the year, and I kind of struggled with this assignment. But the first thing I came up with was my daughter.
Oh.
Okay.
Totally. Yeah. Okay.
Totally different, but the way that she has handled herself after getting her car totaled and her process in which she has come back from it and all that stuff, all the stuff that has followed and come out. I feel like she's come out on top. Mm-hmm. In her mental state and all that stuff, and she's back driving again.
Yay!
I mean, man,
happy dad.
She killed it. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So she came out on top of a worst or bad scenario.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And grew in the better way from it.
I think so.
Good.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Did
that's
you
where
end up
I went.
Finding a car?
We have. No, not yet.
Not yet.
It's a tough budget situation.
Yeah.
I mean, really, when your budget's like $6,000, cars are hard to come by that are decent shape and all that kind of stuff. And that's the tough part of the situation is she had a car. It got fucking totaled.
Right in the...
Yeah, that fit what she needed. And
economics.
Now we're in this situation of trying to replace that car with something in a similar vein, and it's really difficult. So we're struggling with that a little bit. I might have to pull some strings with an old friend, but we'll see. So we'll figure it out. But tough nonetheless. But man, the way she has kind of bounced back, and I think that she did a lot of growing from that experience. And I mean, as shitty of an experience as that was, I feel like she's kind of come out on top of it, and I think that's good.
Good.
So,
yeah. So the second one would be sort of not a tool thing either. Would be Fleet Feet. Okay. So the amount of and I meant to tally up my mileage for 2019. So having not done real, I would say, not competitive isn't the right word, but I hadn't exercised daily, if not even every other day, in probably a decade. That would be a fair assessment. Like, I have my spurts, where we would spend a month and do something, or like a 30-day challenge or something somewhere in there, where I would, get a wild hair and run for a week and then stop. So this year, having set the bar for the marathon and whatnot, and not ever been somewhere like Fleet Feet where they would size you and give you advice that wasn't necessarily relative to the sale in which they wanted to make. I killed it, just for the record. I killed that fucker.
He deserved it.
I had no injuries. I had no running injuries. And like I said, I came from a place.
Well, at least until the marathon.
Right. Well, and who's to say? I think the jury's still out on where the cause and effect ended up being for there. But throughout my training of all 2019, I had no knee injuries. I had no feet injuries. And I think a lot of that has to do with the services and the advice that came from that place. Yeah. And I came from also a body shape place where I hadn't done exercise. So, sad dad as far as, probably health and exercise and fitness. So there was...
You mean just like me? Sad Jim?
There was a ton of places where... going from 0 to let's run a marathon, where my body could have went, fuck.
Yeah.
Not.
Right.
Being in good shoes and having good advice from that place for the type of activity that I was doing was absolutely invaluable to me. And I think it paid off because of the lack of injuries right up until marathon. But that could have been me.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fleet Feet.
All right. Okay. Well, I had just a simple thing. The gator socket.
The gators. Oh, for like hooks and odd doodads?
Yes.
Dude.
That thing is insanely useful.
I used it for the...
Yeah, so if you ever have a situation where you need to screw in something odd, cup hook, maybe you have to tighten a wing nut that's really tight and you can't do it with your hand.
Yeah.
Stuff like that's really hard to do with your bare hand.
That doesn't fit in a socket.
That doesn't
fit in a wrench.
Yeah. You can get a socket called a gator socket. And it's basically like a bunch of pins. Like, you ever seen those toys that are a bunch of pins and you can put them on your face and you pull it off and when you turn it around, it looks like your face?
Yes.
It's that inside of a socket, and it'll just fit over whatever you're trying to tighten, and you can tighten it down. Those things are brilliant.
Yes. And I think, if I remember, you were looking for one. And you're like, I was looking for this thing, and I have one.
Yeah.
I got one of those.
I found one at either Home Depot or Lowe's or something for a car project. And specifically, it was for a wing nut that was tightening up the belt on the alternator.
Yeah.
And the wing nut, you just couldn't get your hand in there to tighten it tight enough.
Yeah.
So I got this gator socket. Man, nothing flat.
If you're someone that has ever been asked to hang hooks or hang stuff somewhere, and you get to like the third hook, and your fingers are almost bleeding. Yeah, they're almost. This is that thing for you.
Yeah.
It is. Well, it'll pay for itself in like longevity. When you have to be, if you're a typer, or you have to do anything with your hands the next fucking day. To get it started maybe with your hand, and then put this gator socket on the hook, or whatever you're working on that's an oddball shape. It is a absolute finger saver. Absolutely.
So that, from a product standpoint, I will say that is my...
that one does its business.
So,
my other one was Twitter.
Oh, really?
Really. And I thought, well, the reason why...
Which is funny, because... known you for a while now. But you have not really been much of a social media guy per se.
Right.
Not a Facebook guy at all.
No. Correct. That is correct.
Yeah. And so it's funny to me that you have kind of grabbed onto the Twitter.
Right. So, and there's two sides to that. One is relative to the running and keep, the goals that I wanted as far as fitness. It was one of those things that kept me honest. It's like, well, no one else can necessarily see my training regimen, but me posting where I got. Remember, I got to post today's. Haha. Fuck. Hashtag I missed it.
Keeping it real.
It kept me honest. Posting daily. Now, is that exciting content? No, but it gave me an opportunity to something that was repeatable.
Sure.
It kept me honest, and not only with the activity, but in showing, that I'm not an all-star, right? It's just like, this is where I'm at, and I'm okay with it, and now I'm posting it.
Yeah.
And the other aspect was what I noticed as far as like my information digestion. When the kids were younger and you were sitting in front of, with the kids in a Bjorn or a stroller, or you're trying to get them to go to sleep, or they're on you, because that's what you're doing.
What kids are doing.
Right.
Get off of me, kid.
There was a lot more TV time. So I would watch and ingest my information or news or whatnot in front of the TV. Now I don't have those. I'm not there. I'm not in front of a TV.
Right.
Or I don't have the time to consume a 30-minute, 90-minute show of fucking just blah.
Right.
To be able to get news and information in quick snippets from a wide spectrum of perspectives.
Yeah.
Invaluable to me. And it's quick, it's fast, and oftentimes it's faster than the news watching it on TV, because I can just leave it open, and I can take it with me anywhere. So I can get news and information from a variety of sources. It was 2019 was like a bink year for me, getting used to that platform and curating news.
Yeah, I still struggle with the news, like getting the news on Twitter. It's just sort of feels unnatural to go searching for it or to look for it that way.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it's not, to get. It's not always user friendly in like how the feed shows up. There's a lot of struggle. It's like, just show me time.
Sometimes there's a bunch of BS in there.
Yeah, don't throw anyway. Yeah. Yes, that's true. There's like struggles with it, but now having spent a good amount of time in it over the course of a year, it's like, well, I know where the shit shows are, and I already came to here, and I'll just hit refresh.
Avoid the shit shows.
Yes, it's no bueno.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I have a couple written down, but I'm not sure
if it means anything. We're at time.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
I can be done.
You could be done?
I will say this. This is another accident-related one.
I got one more after you. Then.
A hero situation. For me was the way the Stockton CHP handled the situation.
Oh,
after the accident, yeah. How kind they were to us, how they provided us a ride to go get the rental car, provided basically a feeling of it's going to be okay in a day that was like one of the worst. That I really appreciate. So Stockton CHP.
Your law enforcement doing what you want them to do in a traumatic situation.
Yeah. It
like
was
you got the feels.
Very much appreciated how it was handled.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So that's it for that.
My last one is my Battle Beaver Xbox custom controller.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Damn.
I live and die by this thing.
Yeah.
And I spend...
You live by the beaver, you die by the beaver.
If you're doing it, do it with the Battle Beaver, baby. I spend, over the course of the lifespan of the 2 Destiny games, thousands...
of hours.
Of hours. It's probably, thousands of hours playing that game.
Yeah.
It is an amazing controller. It's like built off of an Xbox, it's like stock controller, and then they add like paddle buttons underneath it.
I think Chandler might have this one.
And you can
or something similar.
Yeah, there's a couple makers. Okay. I think Scuff is a maker. Anyway.
All right.
So you can have them customize your tensions. On the thumbsticks.
I don't think he has that.
You can reprogram you can have programmable like flapper buttons on the bottom. I've been through 2 in playing, and it's no fault of theirs. I have just worn out like the trigger mechanisms, not theirs, but the Xbox ones.
So it's an add-on to an Xbox controller.
They take one, and then they'll put newer, depending on how custom you make it, they'll put newer or different parts inside it.
Okay.
Venus has one.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. It's an awesome add-on to the Xbox, and for the amount of time that I put in playing Destiny specifically, it does me no good in playing any other video game. When trying to play the Force Unleashed game, the Star Wars game that had come out,
no go.
I'm like, I don't even know what these buttons down here do anymore. But the second I put Destiny on, I'm like, I don't use the thumb, X, Y, B, A. I don't use those up here. But in trying to do a different video game, I'm like, what is my thumb doing up here? I don't know. It's so bizarre because I got so used to hundreds of hours down here.
Well,
anyway, Battle Beaver custom controllers.
You're not going to be using that with Super Mario Kart, that's for sure.
No.
All right. Well, I think we should wrap it up then.
We're good.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate it, obviously, and we hope you're having a good new year.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Catch you next week.